Guys, here we are back again with a messy room and another video. King Midas collects its new comic book day, August 31st. Man, 5 Wednesdays in a month. You gotta love it. It gives us an extra Wednesday for us to go to the LCS, pick up our books, and enjoy them. Most importantly, read them, because that's what you're supposed to be doing about books and not speculating about them. But we have our new comic book day books. We have some extra buys from LCS. I'm going to show you guys some books that I moved into Mylar as I'm continuing, as you can see behind me, the entire mess that we have, alphabetizing the entire collection. We're going over 30,000 books. It's quite a bit of an undertaking for one person to do, but we're about 80% through of the way, and then once it's complete, like, we're going to be able to start listing and hopefully get these books out to other people. If you're interested, hit me up, throw me a DM, send a message down below. Let's talk comics. So first up, we're going to show you guys last week some books that we ordered from my comic shop that came in. Of course, it's going to take a week. I order them on the Wednesday of books that I didn't see in the LCS, but I still wanted to pick up. So we got a good price on this here, Deathstroke Inc. 12, Ivan Tao. All the Ivan Tao 1 in 25s have been pretty phenomenal, but I really like this one with the red there. So we got that for $22. So that's pretty good, you know, less than ratio. So you always want to, that's always a win for me. As always, we pick up second printing, so Miss Meow second print for that. I really enjoyed the Barrio Vampirella Strikes number 4 A cover, so we picked up the F cover. I can't remember what you would call that. And then we got the Virgin Ultraviolet. This looked better on the computer than it does in person, unfortunately, but it is what it is. He still did a phenomenal job on that particular book. And last but not least, from my comic shop, Genis Vel, issue number 2, Phil Noto Time. It's like Beauty does it. Some Whatnot purchases. This one was an exclusive with Farside Comics, so follow up Farside on Whatnot. I don't know, I don't believe this is Farside through Farside, but Miss Meow number 1, one of the Lobos variants. And then this was a purchase from To Be Continued, which is a comic store down in Crofton, Maryland. This was a steal, guys. For $32, we picked up 2 books that were tossed into this lot. This is Silk number 2 when Rose Besh was at her height last year. Issue number 2, Drinking Her Boba. I mean, this book alone is easily anywhere from 50 to 80 bucks still. I think at its height, it was hitting about 120. I bought a copy for 80 bucks. No. I think it was like 70 bucks during that height. So I did pay up for it, but it went up. I should have sold it then, right? At 120. Getting 2 copies, one at $32. That's pretty good. And like I said, it was a lot. So there was another Silk book attached. I couldn't remember what it was. I was thinking it was the most recent series number 1. No, it is Silk number 1, a first print, her first solo series. Unbelievable. This is like a $30 book itself. So that was a steal at $32. So shout out to TBC. Thank you for the deal. This is pretty amazing. So here we go, finally into this week's books. Actually, we're going to start off with this really quick. ASM 285. I don't have this book, so it says $5 sticker. I only got it for $3, so it's just cool to add more Spideys. I'm really missing a lot of, you know, the early stuff from 1 through 20. I think I only got 2 issues, like 14 and 17 maybe. But a lot of 1 through 100 is already filled. It's always sporadically from the 100s to the 200s that I'm missing. So we gotta definitely find those. Speaking of Spidey, Amazing Fantasy 1000 this week, the A cover. Let's try to rapid fire through these. Star Wars Obi-Wan 4, the Choose Your Destiny Sprouse variant, House of Slaughter 8. We don't have too many books either, so this should be pretty quick. Sandman Nightmare Country, the B cover. I thought this was the best looking one. The 1 in 25 is great too, but for 50 bucks, which is what it's going for. Ooh, there's a little bit of a rip on the back of that. Did not see that. That's unfortunate. And then probably the best cover this week, the Ryan Sook Harley Quinn Batman Jim Lee homage variant for annual 2022. And not to mention the Nathan Zerdy B cover there, where we're getting, this is it's the B cover. The homage is the C. Excuse me, guys. Talking out of place here. Zerdy normally doing, comic exclusives for online retailers, now doing just your normal B, C covers. That's phenomenal. Last but not, there's 2 more books this week. We picked up this Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, the special edition. The second print for 1, 2, and 3 came out this week, and I believe next week is the third printing for 1, 2, and 3. You want to get those because it has the old trade dress from Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that's pretty cool. Excuse me, I'm still getting over the sickness from last week. Last but not least, the best cover today at the LCS is this Death Dealer issue number 4. The Sega Genesis Golden Axe homage variant here. Video games first and foremost here with There Can Be Only One. So of course we had to pick that up. And I say at the LCS because the best cover, which is coming, I ordered it on my comic shop, is the Castlevania homage from Cradle of Filth issue number 2 from Opus, same company, right? So I like doing those video game homages. If they continue to do Castlevania all day, every day. Last but not least, I like getting obscure stuff, and then I bought a limited series. I had to buy all 5 issues because they were selling it as a set, but I thought this was cool. We got it for $5. Jurassic Park number 1, Walter Simonson, Art Adams artwork there on the cover there. It's still in the poly bag. I just like weird obscure number 1s, just might as well add it for $5. It's kind of like a small key, so why not? And this one I bought for $100. I thought it was a good deal. We're talking about Marvel Zombies from 2006, guys. All 5 issues, first prints, none of the second prints. Some of the second prints look a lot better. I was actually only missing the first issue and the last issue number 5. But having duplicates of 2, 3, and 4, it's not so bad, especially since this book itself goes anywhere from $80 to about $150 depending on grade. Say there's 2 spine ticks on the back of this, unfortunately, which is why I got a good deal on the whole lot. So there's issue 1, issue 2, 3, one of my favorites, 4, and last but not least, as I was missing, issue number 5, that ASM 20, I can't remember what annual that is, where MJ and Peter finally get married. So there you go, $100 for that. I think it was, you guys let me know if that was a good deal or not. They're in really nice condition, minus that first book, and I think there's also a pretty significant spine tick in issue number 4, the X-Men homage, so not too bad. And right before I left, they actually refilled their dollar bin, so I'm going to show you guys really quick what I picked up from their dollar bins here. So we got some David Nakayama Ant-Mans here, issue 5, 4, 3, and then 2, or 5. It went 2, 4, 3, 5 because I don't know how to count properly. Spider-Man Life Story, I thought that was significant. Good Chip Zdarsky. Is that Chip Zdarsky? Yep, on that one. Uncanny X-Men, Jean Grey action figure, I thought was cool. This one was a good steal in the $1 bin. What? Mortal Iron Fist, issue number 8, Fat Cobra first appearance, and the Immortal Weapons. It's like a $40 book. Spectre, because we're trying to finish this run out. So issue 47 I found. I love these Peach Momoko covers. So Tekon Avengers, Valor. There was an Adam Hughes book in there. I got 3 more Valor Adam Hughes books I need to find. Hit me up if you know where those are at. Jenny Frizen, of course, on Rorschach, issue number 10, excuse me. Poison Ivy, Joker's Asylum, some Carla Cohen Barbarella, Derek Chu Barbarella. This was interesting. Greg Horn on a Jenna Jameson book from Virgin from 2007, Shadow Hunter. It's Greg Horn, so of course we picked it up. I thought it was pretty cool. Then we got Tales of Suspense. This is Iron Man issue 16, but the Tales of Suspense homage. Thought that was pretty cool for $1. Why not? And then this was really fun to pick up. I really like this Tradmore book, Strange Talent of Luther Strode. When this first came out in 2011, I was like, this is awesome. I think it got optioned at one point, but then it hasn't been talked about recently. So I do have issue 4 and 3 here. The reason I picked this up was because issue 5 was in here, but I was missing issue 6, and it was right there on the back. So I decided to pick all of them up because for $1 makes sense. Some Silver Surfers to pick up, why not? 39, 38, which got some value, 36. Again, these are like $6 to $10 books too. And then the Silver Surfer Annual #1. And then I think honestly, in the entire lot, other than that Iron Fist book, which was a steal, this Batman Beyond the White Knight #1 was sitting in there. Like, are you kidding me? This is the first print. If you guys don't know the story behind this, apparently there was a miscommunication with shipment on this cover A book, so only the West Coast got like their allotted correct amount in their shipments for cover A. So all across the rest of the United States, a lot of people were shorted cover A's. So that's the only reason why the cover A has got some value. It's about $12 to $15, I imagine. But this was sitting in the $1 bin. So yeah, thank you. And then some Bronze Age stuff here. Uncanny X-Men 163 newsstand, which really doesn't matter in 1982. And the same thing with issue 202 of the Hulk here. So for $1, yeah, why not? So that was everything from the LCS, guys. And like I said, as I'm organizing, I'm just trying to find some books that we're moving into Mylar. So I just want to recap what we're finding that are in good condition. I'm really happy to say that even though my comic collection has moved from Georgia to California to Hawaii, which is like the worst move, and then Hawaii to Maryland, everything seems to be in pretty good condition. So I'm really happy that, these books are 9.0 and better. I'm not going to toot my horn and say they're 9.8 candidates. They're definitely all near mint, but you never know. Really like these Captain America variants that they did in 2011, where there's just like working Americans. There's one of a firefighter that I really, really want to find. So that one is the one that probably commands the most value. I think it's an X-Men book too. The Tron variants from 2011, so there's Captain America 612 there. And then all 6 issues here of Ratchet and Clank moving into Mylar because there's a lot of value in this. And let me flip them over because they're all topsy-turvy already. So there's issue 1, guys. 2, 3, 4, 6, I guess that's in the wrong order, and 5. So what's funny is that, as you can see from issue 5, and let me grab 4 really quick, it changed from Wildstorm to DC. So these Wildstorm covers are like more felt feeling, like the Fleer Ultra sports cars from the mid-90s, 96, 97 had this like felt feel to it, right? And then once it shifted over to these DC books, it went back to the normal paper quality. So it's not card stock per se, but it is definitely, it's a sturdier cover, which is interesting, and that's why this #1 is super minty. So I'm really happy that they didn't really shift in those boxes. So kudos to the movers. I know everyone usually hates movers because you have a bunch of horror stories for that kind of stuff. I hope I wasn't long-winded with this, you guys. I hope you enjoyed everything that we picked up this week. It's always fun to make these videos. I need to do more. I really want to get back into showing CovrPrice stuff. I actually have not a bone to pick, but I guess like want to have a conversation piece about their new structure. They recently changed their pricing for their books, right? How you can gauge what a book's value is. It's a little bit more precise now, so it's really pinpointing near mints, very fines, very goods, etc. Right? So a lot of my books, I don't really put a grade on it. I just want to get it cataloged, so I'll just put it on there with no rating. And what it does, if you put no rating, it kind of defaults to what the best estimate on the internet is that is a real sale. And a lot of times these books, they're not near mint. I might have near mint copies, but it's giving me like the value, the FMV for something that would be very good. So I'm like, this doesn't really, it's not really accurate. So now it's almost making me have to go back into my collection for specific books, not all of them. Anything that I think I would move into Mylar, I'd want to pinpoint more of a precise grade to it. And of course, humans, we're not going to give it the best grade. We're probably going to give it a grade bump that it shouldn't get. So you want to play it conservatively and try to pinpoint what grade it might be. So that changes the value a little bit. So I don't know if anyone else has noticed this or if it's bothered anyone to an extent. It kind of bothers me because it skews the value of my entire collection a little bit. It inflated it instead of dropping down. It seems like the market is starting to crash a little bit with now that the pandemic we're in the latter days of this pandemic. So as far as I'm concerned, the books that I have, because it's mostly more, copper to modern, that those values don't shift as much. It seems like it's like older books, really, like the Silver Age keys that have seemed to dip down a little bit. You want to kind of invest back in the Golden Age stuff. I haven't seen a dip in anything, but that seems to be the consensus now. And then, of course, everyone's opinions on the corruption with the grading companies right now. So even myself, I was gung-ho this year about trying to send in a bunch of books to CBCS and CGC, and we just had to tail back, because everyone's kind of upset at them at the moment. So that's my little rant for you. We'll try to do more segments like that, and actually edit these videos properly instead of just sitting here and talking about it, right? Be a little bit more YouTube friendly, be an actual content creator. Well, that's gonna do it, because I'm just gonna keep going on and on and on. Guys, as always, do all the cool social media stuff, like, subscribe, check out the Discord link to talk comics and the culture that pops 24/7. So until next time, bag and board your books. King Midas out.